JD the Junior.
How you feeling, my man?
What up, baby? I'm good, man. Hey, look, we about to talk about everything.
Everything?
We're gonna talk the positive, the negative, the music. We just gonna talk about hip hop. This for the culture.
Let's get it. Still major. Just major now.
First of all, I'm sick of you DMV artists. Y'all always crying and complaining. Oh, hold up. We on the other side of the, I'm speaking from the underground perspective. I'm Harriet Tubman today. All right, so JD the Junior.
How you feeling?
I'm great. So, let's get straight into it. You want to talk about the drama, or you want to be beautiful first, or cause you got the nice scenery, the aesthetics and everything going on out here.
We can start beautiful first.
We can start beautiful first.
Save the drama for later.
All right, we gonna start beautiful first. So, nah, screw that. We gonna talk drama. We gonna talk some beautiful drama. All right, so I was watching the No Limit documentary, right? You kind of remind me of Master P. You wanted to have this label full of people. You ain't want to focus on yourself. You kind of wanted to be the CEO, artist, be the artist as the CEO to push the. And it's crazy because with Top Dog Hill, the label I was on, Infrared's was like that. His whole thing was sign everybody. I'd be like, bro, everybody ain't good. You gotta relax. You know what I'm saying? But his thing was, the bigger the army, we at the shows, we showing off, we just command attention. You know what I'm saying? So like, was that your thought process? Just have a tank, or you just ran into that many artists that you thought was talented?
I believe my thought process was just working with a certain number of like talented underdogs. Like, of course, like you said, not everybody can like be signed or join a team or, you know, rock out with us unless, you know, certain situations come up. But I truly believe my goal was to not only push the brand and myself as an artist, but then as I started maneuvering around the city and started meeting certain people such as Gianni Ray, no questions. You know, Fast Stacks, I met him at a show at Stadium nightclub one time years back. I think it was just to push the underdog, honestly, in all fairness.
So none of the artists are just like your mans from around the way, somebody you went to high school. These are all people you met and showcased.
These are all people that I met during the time of me moving and grooving in the city.
So this organic, and you really believed in them.
Yeah, I believed in them from, if not day one, you know, just seeing them putting the work a couple days in, you know what I'm saying, getting to personally know them on a personal level as well as working with them on a business level. I believe Gianni was one of the first, alongside Stacks. I even, my artist Rilo, I say my artist, but that's just like homegirl. Me and her went to college together. Now Rob Boyd.
So it was one person.
It was one person.
Okay, so with them, do you see something different everybody brings to the table, or are some of them similar? Like, you know how you had your lyricists, then you got your street artists, then you feel like you need your R&B art. Like, I feel like people handcraft it usually when they're picking artists. Like, you want a little bit of everything. Like, I need the streets, I need the women, I need the club record. Like, is that what you did?
I feel like it was a little bit of just versatility in the choices because, like, for one, Gianni's more like, in my opinion, like the lyricist alongside myself.
I knew that. I was setting you up for that.
Fast Stacks, when I seen him perform, his energy, you know what I'm saying, the type of sound, or as we say, like the crank that he brought to the audience and the people watching, I feel like that was definitely something that needed to be showcased. An artist such as No Question, shout out to No Question, I'm wearing the mask now. He's very versatile all around. So I feel
all I hear is Light Show. When people say No Question, because he say it so much, it's just like, now people say less, he'd be like, No Question. Shout out to Light Show. We showing love to all DMV artists.
Right.
Hit My Jack. Y'all did do that song. So how that process go about? Like, I understand that artists, you know what I'm saying? With you, I've seen you those shows, pay your own artists. You know what I'm saying? You don't ask for favors. You paying people so that they don't have to bring that up later and all that. I'm that type of person. I get it. I personally wouldn't pay a local artist, I say, but maybe it's because I felt like I came up with them. So even before they started buzzing, so I'm like, damn, you my man. I ain't supposed.
I understand that situation too. Like, for me, I just felt like when
but I don't mind somebody investing in another person's talent, because this music thing costs. And some people don't work a job no more. They done made it to the point of a buzz where that's how they get paid. So I get it from that perspective too. So how did that come about though? Like, just doing that collab with Light Show?
Oh, the collaboration with Light Show. Honestly, that came about when I met a dude named Cash Johns at Atlanta Records, and he kind of like pitched the idea to me about working with Light Show. On top of the fact that, you know, I see him moving and grooving in the city just as a DC artist. And
so over somebody at a label,
like third
that
party
suggested somebody to you at home.
Right.
Okay.
On some third party stuff, we should try to make this situation happen. It got kind of a little sticky though, because, you know, I was trying to get the information from Light Show personally, but they made it seem like I more so had to go through them.
I feel like at that point when he signed to the company he had signed with or whatever, you gotta let business be business. I get that. I got certain artist numbers in my phone, but sometimes you just, to avoid any whatever. Like, personally, if I got signed, I'm ready to hook you and 25 other people up, but then everybody's my man, and at the end of the day, then I'm not generating no money. And I done hired this company to do that, so I gotta let them do their business. All right, so I've seen, even with Master P, I've seen people leave his label and separate, then they turn around and it's ill will and people get to dissing. Now I seen Gianni Ray moving on, got their management situation. She about to turn around and diss you. You expect that to come? I mean, y'all still cool, y'all good? You know what I'm saying? She don't rock with you no more. You got, oh damn, that's right, she behind the camera. She clearly still your folks, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gianni Ray, you know what I'm saying? But that say a lot though. You know what I'm saying? For people to have an amicable, y'all Google the words, you know what I'm trying to say. And people can go their separate ways. Because I mean, sometimes it's not even that you haven't done nothing, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not a manager. You know what I'm saying? You're an artist that cared and concerned, you know what I'm saying? And you'll have your mutual benefit, but at a time in life, it's going to the next level. I mean, I'm sure she appreciates the things you've done. Heck, she can get to a position where it's like, hey, JD, I need you featured on this. Later, I'm signed, and she pull you on like AZ stunted on Nas' first album, and he ended up with a deal too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I move. So it's a beautiful thing to see people can grow and still be cool. You know what I'm saying?
I told him that day one though. I pretty much told the team, like, as far as I'm concerned, not only can we build and grow together as artists and like as a brand and keep pushing this thing to where we need it to be, but I also told him, like, if you ever feel the need, like we get to a situation where you wanted to branch off or you wanted to test these waters,
we're not holding nobody back.
We're not holding nobody back. Like,
this ain't a death row contract.
Nah.
No death row contract. Nobody will beat you up. You won't get shot in the passenger seat. None of that. You not risking getting grazed in your head. We not doing none of that. Because I heard Pac was leaving. All right, so the showcases, when the world was opened up, where are these places you were performing? What was your favorite place? You know, some places, Howard Theater, Fillmore got stages. Then you got Velvet Lounge and Pure, where you're on the floor. The Up and Up open mic and Live, it was a different vibe. Like, what is...
Like, honestly, let's start from the beginning. Where I started at was places like DC Soundstage and on Bennett Road with people like Eddie Kane.
I'm here.
And that moved up to like Red Lounge with Elway and Sleep. You know what I'm saying? That's why
36 in Minnesota. That's all Sleep ever say out his mouth. Shout out to Young.
So I even met No Questions at Red Lounge. That's how I met No Questions, and seeing his performance and talking to him and working with him from there on out. So it was just stuff like that too. I believe, like, my favorite spot is Tacoma Station Tavern.
I already knew that.
But my milestone
that's when you had your
Fillmore.
label show. You was in there. All of y'all,
that's my favorite spot. You know, shout out to Tacoma Station Tavern, shout out to Cosby. You know, as far as Cosby and them, they should know like how I feel about that area. As far as like, not only do I just like the spot in general, but sometimes
it's the promoter, the venue owner. Some of them are just easier to work with, and it makes you wanna like, hey, every time I come through here, show love. Yeah, of course, I understand that completely. So when you have these your label shows. Are there just your label, or is it like a few guests? Like this is fam of the label? You throw 2 or 3
I like to mix it up. I think I probably got the idea something like that from like what was that? Lil Louisiana, the festival Lil Wayne used to throw, or still throw, or like even like a Dreamville situation. Like, I feel like it was just not only the people that I work with on a daily basis, but again, a lot of the people that I see doing their thing in the area that I feel like could get more exposure, or I feel like is a great artist, but they just an underdog in a situation. I have no problem, you know, with like throwing them a slot or throwing them a spot where they can come out and they can perform at possibly a place they never performed for, or a place that they're familiar with but haven't got as many
chances. It's a different side of town. Like somebody sometimes might just walk up, hey, what's going on in this venue tonight? I've seen that happen a lot when people were not, like on U Street, it'd be times when people like, oh, you you walk past a line in Bohemian Cavern, like, hey, what you guys got going on here? Oh, it's hip hop night. And they come in like they weren't.
That's why I seen Light Show probably the first time face to face, other than the third party conversation. I actually went out to a show because I knew, I had a feeling he was going to be there, or I knew he was going to be there. And I kind of like just stayed outside and you know, kind of waited around to see if I was going to be able to catch him. And that's when we got the conversation.
I tell people that a lot. Sometimes you got to put yourself in position for things to happen. You don't always have to be performing. Like, I used to look in the crowd when I'd go support some of my friends, and I wanted to see what artist was there that wasn't performing that night. Because to me, that's a supportive person. That's somebody showing love, and they're there for the culture, the hip hop of it all. Like, you know, it's an open mic list. You didn't get there early enough to sign this. You know you're not performing, but you still stuck around.
Still network.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, meet some good folks. You can talk to them about what future plans you may have, or just, you know, like I said, come on and enjoy the show and see what, you know, talent they bring, or even how that probably improve on yourself. Like, as far as
so, I'm always referencing when the world's open. What are ways that you think people should network? Like, I thought one good thing, I used to meet a lot of people hanging out at RayeVisionz. I'd go do the Eddie Kane show. So whoever he was interviewing would usually stick around for the cypher. So I'm gonna do the cypher, and I meet some new people, you know what I'm saying? Or just kicking it with somebody outside, or let's say the next show was about to start, or I get there when the previous show was on. I meet the other radio personalities, they find out what I'm doing and wanna, you know what I'm saying? So what are some other places you think you did your best networking, whether inside the venue or outside?
Just being at a lot of different places at a lot of times, for one. Like, going out to shows, like you said, just even if I was performing or not, just networking with certain people. Places like RayeVisionz, that's also one of the first places I started at. You know, shout out to them. Like you said, hanging around, watching the radio interviews, the ciphers, or meeting artists as they enter and exit the building and stuff like that, or possibly even meeting more people through the person that I've already met, you know, engineers, producers, anything like that.
Because you gotta think, engineered so many people. they might have heard you and be like, dang, you know what, your sound match so-and-so sound like you could have a future collab because of that. You know
that's how I usually win, 9 times out of 10.
Okay, so you mentioned recording. So where do you record at now?
Now I record at Record System, but it's at a point now that even though I got big love for Record System, I'm always in there. I'm pretty much working and building a home studio right now. Just to,
I mean, with the way the situation is, shout out to Judah on the Beatz, because I seen Judah helping people build home studios. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can't do that. Like, I've had a studio in the house, in the label mate's house, where we was able to go, and I knew how to push enough buttons to record myself. But it's annoying because I had to keep running back and forth from the mic to the computer. I'm not mixing nothing, but I know how to just record it. So but my thing is, I'm good at rap. Let me do what I do. I don't want to learn how to make a beat.
Everything else can work itself out as far as people that know how to do that.
So shout out to Record System. Like Osiris, I know, you know, one of the engineers, also a rapper. So when you got an engineer that raps, do you end up on the song with them? Because Lady J raps. And I think maybe produce beats. So like, do you end up with these people working with them more than so you end up working with more than just recording at the studio?
Yeah, I think that just worked out though because of the simple fact that I'm always in there. So,
but Osiris can rap.
Well, he can rap. Because me and him did the what was that? Beers and Beats freestyle competition, and he ended up winning that jump because he had to check on the wall and everything at the Record System.
So my thing is, when I've suggested studios to people, I suggest people that I think, I'm like, hey, this engineer's the best. But this group of people are the better people. Like Osiris donates to different charities and does different things. So I would suggest that before I would suggest someone just good at their job. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm suggesting a collab, so how do you go about finding the people that you want to get featured on your music? Is it just somebody say I want to record with you, or is it somebody that has a buzz, somebody you think raps similar? Like, how do you pick and choose who you want to?
Honestly, it's not even, not to be rude, but it's like, I don't necessarily always go for a person that's like quick in my face talking about something I want to get on the song, because it's no disrespect, you know, I just feel like it has to be a proper situation. Like, I wouldn't necessarily like get like a trap rapper on a Saw beat just because I may have asked them or they may have asked me. I feel like it's just me being intuitive about where I want the song to go, where we can make this song be to where we want it to be, and how we can push it, how we can promote it, do the video and all that. So it's more so like making sure that the situation fits all parties.
I've always liked to know the person first.
Yeah, that too.
It makes for a better song. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time Visto wanted me to record something with him. He sent me this beat, and it was like beautiful, and I was like, I'm a battle rapper. I don't do beautiful beats.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like you rap and sing, and it was cool. And at the time he's buzzing crazy, and people like, yo, you should have did that. And I'm like, it wasn't organic. It wasn't the time.
Right.
I found out later that my father was on dialysis, his mother was on dialysis. I said, dang, if we gonna do a song, we got a reason to do this.
Right.
The song would have been our reason for doing this. Like, I'm doing it because I want to make it to help take care of my, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like getting to know a person, you know what I'm saying, makes a better cohesive song, you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily because this person has a name or you're cool, so hey, we're buddies, we should do this song. Like, don't force it. Question though, how the hell did you get Mo Betta, of all people? Nigga don't even rap. How the hell you get him to do a song? Like, how did that work out?
Well, you should be able to answer that one. I mean, honestly, I believe it was just me reaching out to you, and then also like
that what you think it was? Okay,
and just us being around a lot when we was doing the charity work and stuff like that. So once we got on a personal level with that, as far as like doing the charity work, but also be able to connect and talk about music a lot, I feel like that's how this whole song really came
honestly,
about.
With me, I really just like being in the studio. Like, hell, the first time
we was in the studio
when I was introduced to Janae, when you did the song with her, and I actually wanted to get on that song while I was sitting there, because I was just inspired by that song. That was a good song y'all was making.
I still love that song.
And but I asked, I was like, I think I tweeted, like, who's in the studio? I want to just sit in the studio. Now, when me and you ended up doing the song, I think at that time, like, I hadn't wrote a verse, rapped in 2-3 years. I just wanted to rap. And, you know, I probably tweeted what I tweeted and you responded. But a lot of people will see me tweet that I want to rap, I want to be in the studio, but they don't do the extra step that you did. You went and had somebody send us 30 beats. You went through all of them. You narrowed it down to the beats you thought I would like. You sent me 3 or 4. I didn't have to listen to 30. You set up the studio time. Mo, I need you to be here Monday at 9 p.m.
I just need handle business.
But that make it easy. But that's what I'm saying. Everyone doesn't do that. People will send me a beat. Mo, I want you to get on the song. Here's the beat. I don't know the concept of the song. Mo, I just want you to get lyrical. You want me to get lyrical about what? I can get lyrical about anything. What do you want me to get lyrical about? You know what I'm saying? So, like, you kind of gave the structure. You put in the work. So I'm saying when people do the business part of it, it makes it a lot easier.
I still want to shoot that video, by the way.
Yeah. So about that, I know you got me on camera and you thought that was a good time to try that, but
it might never happen.
I'm one of the people that will tell you no to your face.
But I will still shoot my shot and try to make that video happen.
The reason is my memory sucks, and I don't usually go back listening to stuff I didn't. Like when I was actively recording, my thing was record. I'm throwing the verse away. I'm deleting it. I'm throwing the paper away. I don't want to listen to it no more because now I don't want to write the next one. So I don't know that song. I know 2 bars from that whole song, and those are yours actually, not even mine. And so yeah, that video probably is not gonna happen. So
sorry, y'all, I tried.
Listen to the song, man. Still Major, it's the intro, man. But that's from like 10 projects ago. Why do you record so damn much?
Passion. Honestly.
Oh, you wanted them.
I feel like it's just when I record one song, and that's why I think that's a problem with me as far as not being like a singles artist, like not being able to put out singles as much as I put out albums. Because I would do one song, and then as soon as I'm done, like I have another idea in my head that I really just want to get out there or attempt. Or if it's not a body of work, this might be like a couple song approaches. Like I've even got songs that I haven't even released. You think I dropped a lot of music now?
I know that.
I got songs in the cut or beats in the cut that I ain't.
But I always tell people, and Judah says this a lot. He tweets, create and release. I don't understand the purpose of people. Like I see people like regular underground artists. What is this rollout situation? What is it? Like Slim, you don't have a label. It's not about to be a billboard. It's not about to, you know what I'm saying? Drop your music. I always wonder with industry artists, like what the hell do they do with them songs that don't make the album? Like
I try to push them on other albums. Like for an example,
but I'm wondering about the industry artists.
Oh yeah.
You made 50 songs to narrow it down to 15. Do them other ones go on a mixtape? Do they just get shelved? Do you sell it to like what do you do with those songs? Okay, so speaking of industry artists, who are the ones that influence you? Who made you want to rap? And then whose flow did you steal?
Whose flow did I steal?
Oh, we all stole the flow. We all stole it.
If I could think, I mean, the ones that really got me influenced, like top 3 to 5, honest to God, Lupe Fiasco.
We not the same age, clearly. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even gonna go too further back because I can't even say like a Tupac, Biggie, and
but yeah, because then I'd have looked at you like you was crazy.
Yeah, but Lupe Fiasco, T.I., Lil Wayne.
That trap music album is crazy. Go ahead.
Lil Wayne, 50 Cent.
Lil Wayne.
And I want to say, at the time before like other people came up, Ludacris.
Okay, so we gonna speak on all of them. Lupe, lyrical. T.I., I've always said this about T.I. He just makes a good overall project.
Right.
It ain't gonna be the craziest lyrical, like it's street, but he just makes good overall songs. 50 at one point could not miss with a hook.
Man, what?
just couldn't miss. Lil Wayne at one point just couldn't miss.
Right.
Period.
Right.
That hook he gave Player Circle with the double bag boy changed their life.
Come on, get your money,
and then the mixtape Weezy a whole nother person. I think he got to the point where, oh, you guys like this freestyle sound? I can put out 1 billion of them every day. And then your last person was
Ludacris.
You know who Luda reminds me of? I've always said, okay, I'm gonna speak on Luda, period. Luda was so playful, I don't think people realized how good he was.
Facts.
The hilarity, it took away from the validity. Like Busta to me is one of them people where you own his album, but when you name it your top 10 rapper, you just don't name him, but then if somebody name him, you be like, oh yeah, him too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see, like, Scarface used to get disrespected in that manner, where it's like, you name your top 5 artists, you be like, what about Scarface?
7, Jay-Z.
He's like your 5.5.
Right.
But as I realized, as I got older, Scarface is like the realest. He's just the most consistent. He don't have a bad project. So, the reason I asked you that is, the more time goes on, a newer artist stands the chance of being the greatest of all time, because we've had the greatest of all time to study and borrow from.
Right.
Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, Scarface, Jay-Z, Nas, all of them. I stole a bit from all of them. Oh, you was good at storytelling. Oh, Jaden Styles, y'all good at that 4-bar back and forth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? AZ, oh, I love your rhyme scheme, so I can borrow. Whereas they didn't have each other to steal from because they came at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So a person that starts rapping today can be better than me, you, Gianni, Ray, and everybody else because they can borrow
of everything that they
you know what I'm saying? So I like that about Nucci. I see him every day. He says that he's listening to an older album.
Right.
An album way before he was even born. Because you gotta listen to these classics. Some of the youngest they disrespect it and don't.
Oh, geez.
And it's cool if you don't want it to influence your flow and you want to be original, that's fine. But I think it helps you by studying. Just like if you do in school, you're trying to get smarter, you're studying the past.
The history.
Why would you not want to study Tupac if he went diamond?
Right.
50 Cent went diamond. Like DMX went multi-platinum twice in the same year. Out the gate. Like a rookie. So DMX was the rookie of the year, the All-Star game rookie MVP. Hell, let's throw him in the regular All-Star game. He's gonna be the MVP of that game too. And you average 30. You know what I'm saying? So when someone does that, you would want to mimic that thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's get into a little bit of this drama. Have you ever done business and people didn't do what they said they was going to do? You paid the camera person. Yeah. You shot the video.
It took me a drop.
And you ain't got the video. And you ain't get the video when you supposed to get the video. Or you pay somebody for a feature and they got missing. They got ghosts. Or you paid somebody to do promo.
Yeah.
And they alright, so so you make how many attempts to reach out to people before you have to take it public? Like, I feel like you're cut from that cloth where you don't want to take it there. You want to do it behind the scenes. You don't want to mess up anybody's business. Because sometimes I just don't feel like people are bad people. Things happen, and where I think people feel is the lack of a courtesy call, the lack of a courtesy to just update me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind. Like, I'm a little blown. You said you can get it to me by next Saturday. But if you hit me and tell me, hey, look, bruh, it's going to have to be the following Saturday but I'm gonna add this special effect to the video.
Even that little stuff that matters to me, at least, because
life happens.
You at least not only that does life happen, but you also at least respect the fact that we're both trying to do business, and then you keep it at a point where you at least keep me up to date, let me know, or even if I can keep them up to date, let them know about a certain situation. Like if I was to buy a beat from someone and they say the exclusive price for the beat is $300, and I pay them $150, $200, and I'll be like, okay, I got you with the last 100. Wednesday coming up or Friday coming up, like that's how I do business.
Yeah, but as Wednesday and Friday comes up, if you know something happened, then you need an alternator for your car, and that 100 is more important there.
I'm not just gonna leave them go. I gotta address it.
You just letting the person know, man. Like, yeah, they're gonna be blown, but it is what it is. Like, I did give you a down payment. You know what I'm saying? I can't get this to you then, but
because something came up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So these types of things happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, courtesy. Now, I've noticed arguments on Twitter. You know, Twitter's like an AOL chat room, instant messenger. Now we just go and address Twitter. And I'm gonna say this. I understand. I always tell people, speak your mind, use tact. Now, sometimes I let people slide with slick talk because I run the charity. I run
it's not too much.
It's not a good look for my brand. Does that factor into your thoughts when you're getting ready to kirk out and you get like, look, you ain't disrespecting me. You gotta think about your brand. Right. So I'm lecturing you now on the camera in front of the people. Right. Don't argue with nobody else on Twitter, JD. Right. Because you're gonna be arguing with me in person. And I'm gonna make you pull up to me.
Or get an OG call.
I'm not even gonna call you. I'm gonna make you pull up to me so I can cuss you out. It's not a good look for your brand.
No doubt.
But I mean, there's some things that can be addressed in person, but it's some things you just gotta let slide. Right. Now, riding with your friends right or wrong versus checking your mans in them. Sometimes your friends can mess up your business and your future business. You can't allow that. You gotta check your friends. I've had points where maybe my friend didn't initially start off wrong, but they were wrong in the end. Right. And I've had them say, Mo, you ain't say nothing to that other person ain't my label mate. Right. That other person ain't my roommate. Right. That other person ain't my man, they're an associate. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta call your friends, and if they don't respect the fact that you're trying to run something with your brand, right, and you're associated with them closely, you might have to remove them.
Yeah, I've been there. Like, to address both of those before we wrap this up, like, honestly, I don't even try to take it to that point. But I also feel like it gets to a point when there's a quote, they say, don't drown for someone who wouldn't even step their foot in the water for you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for me to constantly have to reach out or I stick my neck out, I don't necessarily like the fact that if I did that to you or for you as a person, just for you to kind of like turn your back on me or like kind of just like ignore me or play me 50 about the situation, I feel like then now you're just taking advantage.
I'll say this, in life, there's times where you just don't have to mix in with people.
Right.
You ain't got to be on get back. You don't have to be petty. Right. There's another quote I seen going around. It was a meme that says, don't treat people how they treat you.
Right.
Treat people how God treats you.
Facts. And I try to keep a lot of that in mind as far as even business, as far as working with people, all that in between. But I would be lying if I said, one, I'm not perfect. So stuff will definitely
it's going to get to you. They'll build up. Now, I've seen one other thing I want to address. You don't feel like you get the props you deserve, right?
Not every blue moon, I would say so.
Yeah, but I mean,
I got to keep putting in the work.
I want to say this too. Everyone doesn't feel like they get the props.
Yeah, everybody feel like that.
At every level.
Right.
Jay-Z, a whole billionaire, probably still like, damn, why Reasonable Doubt ain't went diamond yet? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like work hard, put out the content, because at the end of the day, if you get signed tomorrow, all of them projects that even if they only got 50 views, your new fans will now go back and listen to them.
Me and Melo talk about that
a lot, put it out. Put it out. I tell people a lot. People see what you're doing. They will get on when they get on. Right. The same frustrations I could have with Santa Claus, I'm at the point where I'm like, it's going to do what it does.
People not donating, but they constantly see you putting up.
They see it. I'm not. I can't. It's not. I don't. Because I don't want to pressure you to doing something you don't want to do. I want it to be genuine. So you want to organically meet your fans. Right. Like, I haven't listened to every song you put out, but I rock with you. You know what I'm saying? So there may be a time like now I'm home, I'm at pandemic, I'm riding the treadmill for an hour, I got time to listen to a whole full-length project, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes it just happens when it happens. We out, go listen to JD the Junior's new music, check out the videos. It's a good dude, he donates to Santa Claus all the time. We out.
Yes, sir.
I know that people used to love me, what's so different now? I know the difference, I be shining, ain't no giving up. I know the difference, me and my team really put in that work. I know the difference, here forever, they just here for now.